Good news and bad news for Hollywood as Emmy nominations across the wire have started to come through. The chance of an actor strike is becoming a very real possibility in the background. SAG-AFTRA members, they voted to strike if the union can't make a deal with major studios by midnight tonight. Yahoo Finance senior reporter Alexandra Canal is here with the details. Hey, Alex.
Hey, Brad. Yeah, so 11-hour negotiations for SAG-AFTRA, and this time they're with federal mediators. That was at the request of these studios and big-time streaming players who want to try and avoid this double whammy strike after the Writers Guild of America remains on the picket lines for about 2 months at this point. In a statement, SAG said it will not be manipulated by these big-time studios, and it wants to ensure that all of their members receive a fair deal. Now, a big sticking point in these ongoing talks revolves around artificial intelligence. These actors and performers, they're worried that their image and likeness are going to be sold off. And then on the side of the studios, they're worried that they're going to have a game-changing negotiation within this contract that could potentially influence how this type of technology is used, especially since AI is so new in the entertainment and media space in general. Another big sticking point are streaming residuals. That's something that the writers faced as well, how these actors get paid in this new age media. So all of that proving to be a significant headwind. The longer we go on, the more likely it seems that SAG-AFTRA is going to strike. Those actors joining writers, which will be devastating to the LA economy, along with some of our favorite shows and programs. And Brad, like you mentioned, we're just starting to get those Emmy nominations in right now. And it's very likely that that ceremony, which is slated for September 18th, that is going to be postponed due to these ongoing strikes with the WGA, along with that potential strike with SAG-AFTRA. But that being said, we still are receiving these nominations. A couple call-outs for me. Outstanding drama series. This is going to be a very competitive category with series like The Last of Us, Succession, The White Lotus, Yellow Jackets, Better Call Saul, The Crown, just to name a few. I personally love Yellow Jackets, so I'm rooting for them, but I know Succession, that's certainly favored to win. Another category I want to mention is lead actress in a comedy series. Rachel Brosnahan from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, that was the last season there. Jenna Ortega, Wednesday, and Quinta Brunson from Abbott Elementary. Brad, I know she's a favorite of yours.
She is.
Yeah, and Abbott Elementary, along with Hulu's The Bear, and like I mentioned, Succession, those are the three biggest series to watch, and those are the ones that are expected to sweep. But again, very likely that once September 18th comes around, we're going to see this ceremony be postponed.
And it's tough. I'm a little bit torn because I love Quinta Brunson, but I love Jenna Ortega in Wednesday. I mean, she really absolutely rocked that show. I was not even expecting to like it. I only watched it so I could see if it was, appropriate for my daughter to watch. And I just sat there and binge watched the whole thing. So good.
I was late. I was late on the
Succession.
Wednesday train, but I agree with you, Rochelle. I ended up really loving it, and she did do a good job. And she's young, so we'll see if she can pull through here.
Look, a lot of people are focused on The Bear as well, Allie, and I'm focused on a different Barry, if you will, because Barry was one of my favorite shows to watch. NoHo Hank, I don't know if he's going to get nominated for anything, Anthony Carrigan, but absolutely one of the, and I was trading DMs with a former coworker, one of the long-time kind of comedic relief elements that we've needed in television for a long time. So shout out to NoHo Hank, even if there's no nomination there. But Bill Hader did get nominated as well for Barry.
And Beef, which is a limited series from Netflix, that got some love as well. So a lot of different types of shows here in this nomination list for sure.
And in terms of the breakup between the streaming services versus like traditional television, does it seem like the streamers are really dominating this year?
It does, and that's been a consistent theme throughout the past couple of years. Of course, we still have HBO, which is cable, but also has now Max under their belt, has always been one of the top Emmy performers. But from what it looks like right now, we seem to have a wide range of both streamers and traditional media. Obviously, ABC with Abbott Elementary, owned by Disney. That's been a huge win for some of the more traditional network television shows. But I think right now in this current environment, it's all about streaming. That's where these consumers are watching these shows, consuming all of this content. So at the end of the day, I do think that we're going to see streaming giants come out victorious more and more for all of these award shows.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see how some of the licensing purchasing has taken place too. Now that I'm seeing that very woman right there, Issa Rae, now on Netflix.
I know.
because Insecure
yep.
and those rights licensed out to Netflix.
And that's just going to become the norm.
Yeah,
We're
it's
going to see more consolidation across the board.